Hello, hello. Ute here with these gorgeous immortality reblooming irises. I really didn't expect so many. Ah, so soon it's going to be time for me to divide the irises. We'll share the screen there. And then I have a few mystic spirit dahlias and a Jowie Winnie and some chrysanthemums. And let's see, I'm coddling one dahlia by covering it with an old sheet at night because we are getting temperatures down in the low 30s. And one Jowie Winnie dahlia, one of the taller plants, did get a little bit of frost burn last night. And so this is, of course, Trans Widow Ute Heggen YouTube channel. And I am posting quite a bit now regarding the analysis of this affidavit and what's going on all over the place. And that is on my WordPress blog, uteheggengrasswidow.wordpress.com. That link is always in the notes under my videos. So we are at paragraph 7. This is part 3. I think I'm going to keep on calling this series Trans Affidavit part 3 something, and then I might say, oh, the woo, or, something like that. And I really appreciate all the comments that I've been getting lately. We are now officially over 2,500 subscribers, which for us is very good. Please share, like, and subscribe. And also, I'm putting the message out, vote no in New York on Proposition 1. Proposition 1 contains the captured phrases, in quotes, gender expression, and in quotes, gender identity, to be added to the New York State Constitution as a protected class. What this would mean if it was codified in the New York State Constitution is that girls would not be entitled to have separate girls' sports because boys with gender expression and gender identity can willfully enter into the team no matter how dangerous they are for the girls. And also, this proposition is being disguised as a women's reproductive rights effort, and actually that doesn't need to be codified. It's already in state law that a woman shall have privacy and dignity about her pregnancies, etc. And there are also a few questions that come up because it's saying you can't be discriminated against on the basis of age, and this could mean that young 14-year-olds go and making their own decisions to willfully get their breasts removed, and surgeons will willfully cooperate with that, which just doesn't make any sense. They tend to regret it either somewhere between 18 months to 13 years later, and the regret actually just increases as the years go by. Okay, Dr. Christine Connie Wheeler's paragraph 7 of her 1996 affidavit submitted to Kings County Supreme Court during the custody proceedings. And she was inserting inappropriately into the court process without having ever met me or our children, who were traumatized, and I was working 3 jobs and all that stuff. She was trying to insert these theories from the psychological profession into the courts. And this is basically the approach that the pink mist land world ideology has taken. Okay. An individual does not have a choice about being born with a disorder of gender identity, and there is no way to rid themselves of such a condition, which she previously called a medical condition, as if it was something like diabetes or uh, colitis or something, that can be treated, sometimes cured medically. Okay, having the condition is not a choice, but choices can be made about how to live with it in this world during one's lifetime. There are certainly a wide variety of choices that can be made, but the one choice that is not open to people with this condition is the choice to do nothing about it. Okay, so Dr. Wheeler, you need to know about um, Davina Gabriel. That's who I'm memorializing at the end of this. Davina Gabriel killed himself after regretting it all and wrote messages to be read at his memorial service. And he had been a big trans activist, advocate, and was very nasty to women during his life. And he apologized, wrote that he regretted it all, and wrote that when you read this, I will no longer be alive. He actually coined the term transphobic, I think in 1989. Okay, so this choice of doing nothing, I mean, I don't think you should do nothing. I think that you should think about spending more time outside, figuring out how to add some gardening to your life, do fitness programs like my wellness fitness playlist here, or one that is probably well suited for men called Primal Fitness. Take walks outside, try using the walking sticks. One brand is Leki, Leki, and reconnect your body and mind. For some reason, the psychology profession decided not to follow any kind of a holistic approach. They assumed, as Dr. Wheeler does, that you can't um, uh, just find ways to accept your biological sex. She continues, some recognition must be given to the fact that one has within them a cross-gender identity. Okay, I'm going to read that again because that doesn't make any sense. Some recognition must be given to the fact that one has within them a cross-gender identity. I guess she's referring to someone with this diagnosis. It sounds kind of general. To ignore one's inner gender identity is to ignore perhaps 95% of human personality. Oh, so she's mentioning that it's personality. So many contradictions in this PhD psychologist, gender sexologist specialist's sworn words that you would think she would have carefully crafted. Okay, thus, the gender dysphoric person must come to terms with their condition, which is what psychotherapy treatment calls, or psychotherapy treatment entails. And the true life test, in parentheses, appropriate expressions of inner gender identity in more public experience. Oh, that means playing pretend and going out in public and seeing if, based on the reactions of passersby, whether you pass. Well, guess what? In San Francisco and New York, they don't care. It's Fellini Circus World over there. They don't care. They're not going to bat an eye. And, in small towns where it's mostly devout Christians living there, they're going to just avert their eyes and try not to be rude. Okay. Also, the true life test means nothing because, hello, Dr. Ray Blanchard, when you take off your clothes for a shower, which is probably at least every other day or every 3 days, you don't have your disguise on and you are washing your sexed body. And even after post-surgeries, there are scars. And so your sexed body is evidenced by the fact that you had surgeries done which caused scars that last forever for the rest of your life. And also, you can get scar neuroma. Okay, this true life test has allowed Nettie to accomplish resolution of inner turmoil. Oh no. Nettie did not. He did not accomplish resolution of inner turmoil. He would have had a sense of humor if he did. He would have allowed his children to still call him daddy and recognize that that's damaging to a child's psyche, to stop them and make them engage in coerced language. Oh, Dr. Wheeler, you are so deluded. But the expression of one's inner self is primarily determined and tempered by an individual's priorities. Oh, Dr. Wheeler, you've been teaching him to make himself the priority and not his children. Yes, that was pretty clear in 1994, which was about 4 months after you said he started taking estrogen, when he was so distracted that he didn't prevent our 2 little kids, who were 6 and 3, from touching beer bottles on a Brooklyn playground. And our older son had an eye injury, a rupture of the globe. Thank God for Dr. Norman Safra, who saved our son's eye. So, Dr. Wheeler, children are getting hurt. These guys are not telling you how violent they are and how they damage the mother. You don't get it. Okay. But the expression of one's inner self is primarily determined and tempered by an individual's priorities, both personal and professional. Oh, we're working in the you keep your job thing again, which of course he was going to do at the MLA, the Modern Language Association. Another reveal. He no longer lists that on his resume, so I get to say that now. Okay, but the expression of an individual's priorities, both personal and professional, and the finding of acceptable gender expression is primarily dictated by one's life circumstances. So why wouldn't you want him to get divorced so he can pursue the love life that he said he wanted, whereby straight men would want to be in a romantic association with him and a sexual association with him, and he would pretend to be the woman, and they would all pretend that he is having the same sexual arousal as an actual woman manifested in his fake female parts. It's all pretend, because the birth canal, the vagina, has an arousal reaction which is specifically female, and the plastic surgeons can't make that out of the penis. The material from the penis responds to testosterone, not estrogen. Okay. Paragraph 8. This is the last one for this part 3. Once a person begins to take the steps to living in the gender role that they know is most appropriate to them, they feel great relief and even become a more productive person in their life. I didn't witness that. He became moody, occasionally had those manic episodes, tossing things around and fussing, and he was actually more self-conscious. And he fussed about his hair and his receding hairline. Okay. So that's her more productive person in their life sentence. When the individual realizes that something must be done about their condition, then this requires many, many powerful changes in their life, both in their work life and in their social life. That's not even grammatical. When they are able to claim their rightful identity, there is a fulfillment of all their potentials as a human being and a vast improvement in their functioning. Except he's not the husband to his wife. Okay. Yeah. Okay. fulfillment of all their potentials. Okay, yeah. I'm going to stop here and just show you these lovely buds. Notice how kind of blue they are when they're in bud. I'm just going to do this. And now to go outside and plant daffodils and allium, which are ornamental onions for next year.